I hate to break it to you, but Americans are dying, and this is a disaster unfolding right now before our eyes. Yes, the latest data is just out. So what the heck is happening in the United States? A new report from the CDC and the National Center for Health Statistics just released that in 2023, the U.S. birth rate has dropped to its lowest level in over a century. Yes, we've seen this number fluctuate over the last several years due to the pandemic. First, there was a sharp decrease in the birth rate in 2020, of course, as uncertainty loomed. That followed, of course, by a rebound. But a 3% drop from 2022 to 2023 brought the birth rate right now under its previous low from 2020. And the data shows that the birth rate dropped across nearly all age groups. Motherly's annual Slate of Motherhood survey, who knew they existed, but they do, they found that 69% of mothers under the age of 30 in 2024 are not planning on having another child. Just 5 years ago in 2019, the same survey reported 35% of moms were not planning on more children. This is a sharp decline, and it's happening quickly. Now, the same survey found that younger moms are 5 times more likely not to have additional children due to concerns about the environment and the state of the world. Having kids has always been expensive, but now millennials and Gen Z just can't afford it. Look what's happening in Japan right now if you want a cautionary tale. They have no young people to basically take care of their dying elderly population right now because they just didn't have kids. And it all comes back to the economic strife that country went through. The people couldn't afford it. They simply couldn't afford to have children. Look around Japan and you will never see a family of 3. A family with 3 kids walking around. It won't happen. You can't find them. They don't exist. There is a massive birth gap in Japan, and it is going to basically drive them into the ground. So America, that's what you're facing. It costs more than ever to have a child in the United States. Recent estimates from the Brookings Institution show that due to inflation, it now costs an additional $26,000 per year to raise a child. Everything from buying food that you're going to grind up in a blender to feed the baby, to diapers, right, to lotions, whatever. When you look at childcare costs on top of it, that adds another layer to this. Look at the chart from the U.S. Department of Labor. This is the most comprehensive source of data on child pricing. Here's what they found. Using the most recent data available from 2018 and then adjusted for inflation to 2022 dollars, child care prices range from $4,810 for school-age home-based child care in small counties to $15,000 for infant center-based care in very large counties. These prices represent between 8% and 19% of the median family income per child. So it's clear that these costs vary greatly by area and child age, of course, but up to $15,000 per child every year is an insane amount of money. Even the Department of Labor itself called these figures untenable for families. Compared to other countries, of course, the U.S. provides far less assistance in terms of healthcare and childcare costs. We'll get back to the video in a second, but look, your money is not safe. You can see all the time that stocks can crash, bonds lose value. Anything that you can't physically put your hands on increases your risk right now. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris, longtime real estate investor and founder of Morris Invest. And my favorite tangible asset is real estate. It consistently outperforms other asset classes. And I believe it's the number one way to build and protect your wealth. Now, while there are several ways you can invest in real estate, most of which I've tried myself, the build-to-rent model offers the most benefits. More specifically, single-family buy and hold rentals. Here's why. Much lower risk than trying to flip a house. You have more control and higher returns than REITs. If you're investing in the stock market, it's way less work than wholesaling properties if you're into wholesaling. Many fewer repairs and headaches than trying to rehab a property. My company, Morris Invest, along with the help from our partner at Sedera Wealth, helps you invest in build-to-rent properties as easily as investing in stocks. That's because we buy and build in bulk, and then we pass on our savings to you. And when you purchase a property through us, you get discounted pricing on properties at or below market value. Seller incentives like mortgage buy-down rates and credits right now usually lowers your rate by about 1%. And we know with higher interest rates right now, you definitely want that, right? And you get free ongoing customer service for the life of your investment. You get personal phone numbers and email addresses of our team. And build-to-rent properties are in prime growth markets. We're talking 18% internal rate of return. 18%. Amazing tax benefits. And you get a free cost segregation report, helping find strategies that increase tax write-offs. You get principal reduction as your tenant pays down your mortgage. And you get steadily growing appreciation and equity gains. Plus, positive cash flow. We won't sell you a property if the math doesn't add up. If you want to know more, just click the link in the description box and it'll take you to our website where you can book a free call with our team. There's zero pressure, no obligation. Look, I understand we won't be a good fit for everybody, and that's totally okay. Some of you might want to be DIY, you want to do it yourself. That's great. Either way, you're going to walk away from our phone call with some valuable new insights and an idea of what questions you might want to ask and some actionable steps that you can take to move forward in your financial journey. You can always find an excuse to not invest, but the sooner that you start a smart investment like build-to-rent real estate in a strong market, the sooner you'll be enjoying pure cash flow. So click the link below and I hope to see you on our schedule. A 2024 survey by NerdWallet had similar findings. Their annual Harris poll surveys parents and non-parents about their family planning, and the numbers in this study are shockingly low, actually. Only 25% of parents with minor children plan to have more children, and only 27% of non-parents plan to have children. When asked why they wouldn't be having more children, 22% of parents cited the general cost. Yes, the economy. And 19% said the cost of childcare is just too high. They can't afford it. It is the economy, stupid, right? Similarly, non-parents shared this sentiment. 31% of Americans without kids said the cost was too high, while 23% said that childcare was prohibitive. Folks, all of this has massive implications on our economy. It means the government and the Fed must keep spending to oblivion and implement rate cuts to counterbalance this demographic cliff. People aren't having children. It's too hard to survive in this economy, let alone add more mouths to feed to your family. America cannot afford a recession. So let me repeat that. The Fed must keep spending to oblivion to implement and have to implement rate cuts. And we know that rate cuts are coming. We know that there could be as many as 2, maybe 3 rate cuts now this year. They have to do it. As we've said here before, they have to do it. They have no choice at this point. They're trying not to, but they have to. Americans are barely keeping their heads above water right now. And as we've covered here on the show, people are drowning in credit card debt, defaulting on loans, cannot afford to buy homes, and now can't afford to have children. These economic hardships are impacting people's lives on every single level right now. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you chosen to forego or delay children for financial reasons? What are you paying right now for childcare costs these days? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious about this. And I'll do a follow-up video on this. I want to go through your comments and see where you guys come down on this. And if you're not having children right now and you don't have childcare costs right now, that's fine too. Let me know what you used to pay years ago so we can kind of compare and contrast, right? If you're comfortable sharing this, I'd love to hear from you on these issues. So please post them in the comments below. In this next video, you're going to learn about what's going on with the future of the US dollar. So click right here and I'll see you in this next video, folks.